Hey, I'm Holly. Welcome back to my channel, Lipodiva. I know it's been a minute since we've chatted, and am I the only one, or is 2025 starting off a little bit weird? Like, I feel like it's not just me, it's not something in the air. There's a lot that's been going on. So I wanted to catch up with you. I took some time really this year, honestly, to think seriously about like what I want from work. It's been really top of mind for me, and to maybe think about starting on what would be my second book, because I think I have a really good idea that would be helpful for folks, and I need to kind of just nug down and kind of do that. And I'm also thinking about next steps for lipedema because after feeling this enormous sense of like relief, to have found like the doctor and then to have gotten this approval from a really unusual place, right? Like the Veterans Administration kind of swooped in with a community consult to cover the cost of the surgery with the doctor, and I was just loving that. And all of that was right before the holidays, right? So in early-ish sort of December, I somehow seem to be back at square one, amazingly. So, longish story short, we set the date for the surgery. That surgery date was supposed to be in, I guess, in February. And then I was supposed to have a follow up with the doc in January, just a couple of weeks ago. And when I was calling in to be like, hey, what should I be doing to get ready for things, I got the awkward news that my doctor is no longer doing these surgeries. So imagine my surprise. We had a really great conversation, and I totally get why she's not moving forward. I cannot blame her at all. It's my loss because I had like a serious like I don't know, like romance going on with her because I don't know, she's a professional and I really like appreciated her. I loved her vibe, and also her skill set, right? She was just really like great bedside manner, and a sense of humor, which I appreciate in a surgeon. Maybe some people don't. maybe too much of a sense of humor is not a great thing. But I was excited to be working with her, and I was excited about the work that she does. And so I did feel a sense of loss, but I got a chance to chat with her. I feel like I'm in a really good place. And the funny thing is as soon as her assistant kind of told me like this is probably what the outcome is going to be, I started looking around to say, well, what other options would I have if I couldn't move forward with this doctor? And I decided to reach out to another surgeon that I knew. Just a friend had had surgery with her and was really impressed. It wasn't necessarily that she was a lipedema specialist, but she'd had a similar kind of experience with her. So I was hopeful, and I went in to do a consult with that doctor. And then when I ended up speaking with the doctor I was supposed to be scheduling with, just to do that kind of last minute connection in January to say what happened, she actually mentioned this new doctor. It turns out they did some kind of like a residency together, and she gave her like the highest endorsement. She was like, oh, you know what, I can reach out to this person who I think would be like a really good fit. And I was like, so actually, crazily enough, like I've actually spoken with this person because I was under the impression that you weren't going to be able to move forward. Now it turns out if I wanted to just get like the lipomas removed, because I have these lipomas on my ankles, that would have been a possibility. But I didn't want to, go under twice, so to speak. Like if I couldn't get it all done, and maybe technically maybe I could have gotten it all done as long as lipomas were the reason that we went in, if you know what I mean. I just wanted to make sure that I was going to be doing all of it in one go if possible. Even though I might need multiple surgeries, I just want to be under as few times as possible, right? I think that's kind of like everyone wants to have as few surgeries as possible. So I guess the good news on this one is that I do have another doctor that is like I trust her implicitly, and now we just need to kind of see whether my insurance is going to approve it or not. Well, I guess let's stepping backward, right? Like what went wrong here? And honestly, I think timing is about it. And I'm taking a moment to kind of say that out loud because this can be a really frustrating process. I know that I have felt, borderline like, I don't know, like anxious, devastated, like dramatically upset about how like slow this process can be and how frustrating to have to send these pictures that are like intimate pictures of myself, like in various states of undress, to show them that I have this disease. and which they won't just take a doctor's word for, right? And it's just frustrating, right? So you can feel the sense of, maybe the word that comes to mind the most is like desperation, where you feel like you're sort of at the whim of other people, whether it's the medical professionals or the insurance professionals that you're having to like rely on in this process. That can be really frustrating. But more than anything, I think it's timing. I know that it's worth it to me to wait to find the right doctor, especially since I do have the benefit of Wegovy helping me to manage some of my symptoms. So it can feel disappointing when there's scheduling or insurance conflicts, but I know I'm making progress. And at the end of the day, managing this disease is a marathon and not a sprint. So if you're in a similar sort of phase where you're feeling like you're dependent on a lot of other people to be able to move the ball forward, like, know that you're not alone. You're definitely in hopefully what I think is good company. And remember, timing can be everything with this. So I think the right doctor, the right time, the right insurance, the right circumstances all will come together. Oh, and by the way, I have some new cat friends. So if you hear some little scratching, I'm not holding someone hostage. That's just someone enjoying my little scratch pad over there. I'll make sure that I get some pictures of the cats because they are the cutest, and I am really loving having them here. They just warm my heart. Okay, so what happens next? So I did a consult with this doctor when I heard that the first doctor wasn't going to be able to move forward. And of course, she concurs with the diagnosis of lipedema, and she shared she brought in her assistant to say, like, anything that you have as far as what you've shared previously for insurance, you might want to share that with my assistant, like give them all the information. I'll give her the packet from our conversation today, and then if you want to move forward with insurance, we'll submit on your behalf. So I thought that was great because also wonderful. It's not always that you find that a plastic surgeon will work with insurance. So that's super, super helpful. And so I gave that packet. I guess this was shortly before Christmas. Like I was just about to head out on the cruise when this happened. So I guess really I need to go back and confirm, like, did they add in the part that they needed to add to the insurance packet and submit it? And because once they do that, basically it should take about 2 weeks or so for insurance to come back and with a decision, whether or not there's an appeal that needs to happen, which could be just a peer-to-peer review, like some kind of a communication between the insurance and the doctor, or hopefully if we just come back with the approval that I've seen happen before when the packet was submitted correctly. And if anybody's interested in that packet, like the template for like what to submit, like just drop me a note in the comments below. I've been trying to think about like what's the best way to sort of share that out. Especially since I think maybe some insurance companies wouldn't want me to share it out, but I think it could be helpful. So a couple of weeks before I hear back from them, and then hopefully once we get back that approval, I'm just trying to be all optimism here, then I'll try to get scheduled for surgery by the end of March. And why March? You might ask. If you did, then I'll tell you it's because my birthday is actually in June, and I would love, love, love to be able to celebrate that milestone, which is 52. I'd love to be able to celebrate that on the beach, if that's possible at all. And I know I'll still need to, like cover up incisions, etc. But I would love to not be like swaddled up to my neck in like compression or I don't know, wrappings or all of the things that could be, the post surgery sort of treatment that's needed, especially the manual lymphatic drainage requirements that I'm going to have. So, recognizing that I have a not unlimited, like it's not a unlimited number of summers left in my life, or falls or winters or springs, I know. And I love summer. I feel so energized and fully alive in summer. It's my favorite season. So I want to be able to spend that time as unencumbered as possible. So that's the goal. Like, that's the plan. I don't know if it's because you can't really call it a plan, but the hope is that I'll be able to have surgery by end of March. And if not, then I've got some choices to make, right? Like I've got to trade off, my love of summer and acceptance that, I do have a finite number of summers left, with making this step forward, right? For my own health and happiness long term, it's important, and I'll do it because I'm ready. I am definitely ready to kind of have this this weight removed, because it is a weight that I have. I'm constantly processing what my life could be like, and I don't want to live in that future world, right? I want to live in the moment. So I'm trying to remind myself of that every time I think about any of the sort of like delays that I've seen or the barriers that I've seen. My life is beautiful right now in this moment, and it's going to be amazing when I'm able to get this treated, but it's pretty amazing now too, and I'm thankful for every minute. So if your 2025 is starting off a little weird, you're not alone. I hope that it's looking better and better as the days go on in 2025, and I am really looking forward to more sunshiny days as we kind of get through this cold weather. We've got lots of snow on the ground up here still, which I'm surprised at, and we've had some pretty chilly days. So I'm excited to enjoy the sunshine that we are getting, which is a benefit. Like, not all places get the winter sunshine as well. So I do feel like we're having quite a lot of days of sunshine, but I'm also excited for things to just warm up a little bit. And I hope this video is finding you well, and I thank you for watching. Please, as always, like and subscribe if you want to see my next video, and take care. Thanks. Bye.